Hey guys, what is going on? Saskio here. Today I'll be talking about when you should buy Riftmaker on Vayne. So, when should you do this build? When the enemy team has 3 to 5 melee champions, and 2 of them are low damage. That's really important. Bonus points if the enemy top laner is low damage, because you're going to end up buying Titanic Hydra first, which means you'll push the wave, and if you're against a high damage top laner, you can actually die, like Fiora or Irelia. And bonus points if you have a supportive champion like Ivern or Karma. So I'm going to show you some examples of champions here that, some drafts here that allowed me to build this build. So as you can see here in this game, we have Kled, top, low damage character, Rek'Sai, who's melee, high damage, Katarina, high damage, melee champion, and Braum, which is low damage. So we fulfilled 4 champions are melee, 2 of them are low damage, which is Kled and Braum. And bonus points, I do have a Karma. And another bonus point is the top laner, generally speaking, is low damage, so he can't really kill me even if I push him in. Here's another example of me building this build, is when they have a Sejuani top, low damage, Alistair support, low damage, high damage melee Yi, high damage Silas melee. So that's another example of when you can buy this build. Second of all, this is another example, Singed and Poppy. Both low damage characters for the most part, but they're both melee. Pyke, which is melee, and Graves, arguably, I would say, is a melee character, very short range at least. So I was able to buy this build this game, right? So those are the conditions that you want to tick off before you do buy the Riftmaker build. Going into the runes, you always want to go this every single time. Lethal Tempo, Triumph. Presence of Mind could work too if they're really tanky, but I do prefer Triumph because you do get a lot of random healing, and considering you have a lot of HP, you will heal a lot of HP back because you have a lot of HP, right? And you'll be missing a lot probably too. Alacrity, so just so you can keep attacking, do not go Bloodline. And then lastly, Last Stand, so when you get lower HP, you can do a bit more damage, which could lead to more healing, etc, etc. Next up, Conditioning Overgrowth. These are 2 very important things because you get more HP and you just become more tanky in general, so you can't die, which is the point of this build. You don't want to die. Attack Speed Adaptive, and make sure you run HP Shard. That is why it's so important to identify before the game that you're going to do this build, so that you can go HP Shard, even if the matchup top is an AD matchup, because you want that extra HP and more scaling. Now, let's talk about the build. So we start off with Doran's Blade every single time because it gives us HP. We want to go Berserker Greaves, so we keep the build standard for a while and keep looking for solo kills or whatever, and how you normally play the game. And now is when you start building a little bit weirdly. You're going to start by rushing the Tiamat item, and then you're going to go Titanic Hydra. And now you'll start pushing waves. So this is why you want your top laners to be low damage, so you can't die because you're pushing waves. Next up, you want to go Rage Blade, so that you can amplify your W damage. And then now you go Runons, okay? And up until now, the build is still not great, but the point of the build in this order is that you're still kind of useful, even if you fight before the Riftmaker. So that's why you build these items in order. And then lastly, you go Riftmaker. And then for your last item, you can build whatever you want. If you need damage or more magic resistance, you go Witsen. If you want movement speed steal, you go Blade of the Rune King. The recommended item is to go Mercurial Scimitar or Silver Dawn. Silver Dawn will give you HP and allow you to escape CC, and if you get CC'd again, it will be reduced, allowing you to continue to attack, which is the point of the build. And I have an infographic here made by people on Twitter. So the point of the build, this is called the Lawnmower build, and the point of the build is that Rageblade and Riftmaker both amplify all your on-hit like crazy, as I'll show a clip in a second. It applies your on Runons with no damage reduction, so it applies 3 times and it's amplified by 9% when it's flying out to multiple people. And you clear waves really quickly. So that's like a quick TLDR of the build. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with math for like 10 minutes and explain why exactly it's better than a standard build. But you can see the clip for yourself. So here, going into it, I'm against a team that has 2 of my teammates are dead. I have a Karma. And the enemy team is all 5 up. They have Ocean Dragon, and they have Elder Dragon on top of that. So the enemy team is at their strongest point. Let's play out the clip. And I want you guys to notice the amount of true damage that I'm dealing, because my Riftmaker is vamping up at the bottom there. My Riftmaker is fully vamped up. And as long as you can keep auto-attacking, you will never die. Because look at my Titanic Hydra, look at my Runons. It's just hitting multiple people to the side and bouncing to multiple targets and just continuously healing me and doing tons of damage. Pay attention to this Draven in the backline right here. Pay attention to the Draven. He's taking a lot of HP. Kite back. Draven's half HP. I'm not even hitting Draven, and he's taking a lot of damage. Obviously, my teammates are helping with Karma and Azir, but that's the general idea of the build, is as long as you're able to keep auto-attacking, you will never die, because you'll keep healing and keep dishing out damage. That's why it's very important to have Silver Mirror Dawn, because you're able to escape CC, and a lot of CC is reduced, so you can keep auto-attacking. So yeah, that is when you would build Riftmaker. I will be posting below a couple full VOD games of Riftmaker, so you guys can see exactly how you can play at different stages of the game. But my biggest advice, if you do decide to go Riftmaker, is focus heavily on making sure that you reach the Riftmaker, because before that item, you are very, I'm not going to say useless, but you aren't as effective. So it's very important that you are continuously CSing. If your teammates are making mistakes, to not make mistakes with them, and keep farming and keep reaching your item spikes. And then during team fights, my other advice is to not single out targets, but rather try to be in positions to hit a target and have the Runons bounce to multiple people. Because if you're hitting one target, you're really wasting the Runons' potential. So yeah, guys, that's my quick video on when you should run Riftmaker and Vayne. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.